GM, welcome to Rebel Ants Radio. This is the podcast of the Rebel Ants NFT project, where we build in public, share our journey going from 0 NFTs minted to hopefully 10,000 minted after all of you watch this and go spend $16 to support us. And we just kind of share our successes and failures along the way. And I am joined today, as always, by my co-host, co-founder, co-pilot, Miguel. Miguel, thanks for skipping the Oscars. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. I started exercising again and eating healthier this week, so I feel great today. I went to Foot Locker today. I spent a whole bunch of money, splurged a little. Hopefully I get to wear it, though. I never get to wear anything that I buy. So
yeah. Well, you look great. Keep it up, whatever you're doing. What's the secret? Are you on like the Mediterranean diet?
Sexy. I haven't eaten any meat in a week. It's been 7 days today.
Interesting.
Trying to be like you.
Yeah, you're trying to follow in my pescatarian footsteps. I like it. I respect it. Stay strong. Keep doing it. And
really hard.
Yeah, I know it is. You'll get through it. Yeah, we got 4 people joining us. Thank you for tuning in with us right at the top here. I know we're competing for your time with the Oscars, daylight saving time, a lot going on, but most importantly, you're here with us. So we will try and make it worth your time. So thank you again for joining. Welcome to Rebel Ants Radio. We invite you to head over to rebelants.io, where you can mint your very own Rebel Ant for 0.01 ETH, which again is like 15, 16 bucks right now. If you wait till there's some like low gas fees right now. So support us over there. We'd appreciate to have you join us along the journey. We are up to 7 Rebels watching with us. And while you're over there, you can head over to rebelants.io/shop. Get some nice merch. And yeah, we have a lot to go over today. Miguel, we are going to share with everyone all the expenses that we've accrued over the last 6 months, 7 months of starting this.
Oof.
Yeah, maybe it's more than 7 months. I think 7 months since we've been live as an NFT, right? Because we launched in September, but we've been talking about this for, even before that. So I think it'll be really cool to share this. I haven't seen as much of a deep dive into the expenses as what we're going to do. So I think that'll be helpful for others. And this may not be for everyone, for every NFT project, for every podcast, whatever it is, but this is our journey. So that's what we're here to share with you. I also want to remind everyone that at some point during the show, we're going to interrupt the discussion, drop our secret code for the day, and that'll be your proof of attendance, where you can head over to rebelants.io/proof and put in the passcode, the secret code that we give you for your chance to win a free Rebel Ant. So you got to stick around to get the passcode. Let's start with the icebreaker. Miguel,
oh boy,
what is your favorite board game?
Oof. Chess.
I knew you were going to say that.
How did you know I was going to say that? You did not.
I don't know, because you're kind of like a brainy dude. I know your type, you brainy vegetarians. I knew you were going to say that because I was going to say that too, but I want to have a different answer than you. So I'm going to go with Monopoly.
Monopoly? Really?
Yeah, I like Monopoly. I don't follow all the rules, though. Some of the rules are kind of made up, like the normal house rules. I kind of do my own thing. So I have to be the banker. That way I can steal all your money. But for our viewers, why don't you drop a response, drop a comment in YouTube. Let us know what is your favorite board game. And while you're in YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so that we know that you're watching and listening. And yeah, we'd love to hear what your favorite board game is. And you can say chess, even though Miguel said chess. Miguel, we have a lot to share, a lot to be transparent about today. Are you ready to kind of jump into it?
Let's talk about it.
All right. So in not a very specific order, we just kind of want to share the platforms that we're using, the money that we've spent across the board on various platforms. And what I think I'd like to do is start with the actual art generation for the NFT project. So we ended up with Bueno, which is probably the best NFT platform you can come across for generating art. But we didn't start there, right? We ended up there after a little bit of a blunder, not getting the success we wanted. So I'm going to share my screen here. And why don't you kind of walk us through, hold on as I share my screen. Why don't you walk us through your experience? Art generator? Yeah. Why don't you walk us through your experience with this website here, nftgenerator.art, and why it didn't work for us?
It was too complicated. I think it was way too complicated. We did end up spending the money. Was I think it was like $1,500 to generate the art, and then at the end of the day, like we couldn't figure out a lot of the things that they had at the beginnings, because I think what happened was when we went with them is when they were still like building their
Right.
building their stuff. So it was kind of difficult for us to kind of not having that technical background to kind of understand what it was that they wanted us to do. It was a little difficult. I probably could have done it. It's just it was too much, and I didn't feel like doing it, honestly.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
ended up doing the 1,500. We generated the art. We had the art, and then we couldn't figure out how to upload all the art in one shot. Like we tried different things, and it just didn't work. It was a mess. It sucked. I wouldn't even. I just wouldn't use them again.
Yeah. So like you said, it was a little different than what we're looking at today. I think they've evolved into this one mint company here,
Yeah.
but still it didn't work for us for various reasons. So we tried to roll the dice twice on this, right? And that was $1,500 total. That just didn't work out. So just making sure you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we ended up moving over to Bueno, and just the timing of Bueno releasing their service, their product over here was really great for us because it's a no-code tool to help you. Right here it says no-code tools for digital collectible creators, right? It doesn't even say NFT right here because they get it, right? So
yeah,
they know who they're appealing to, and they're getting the message across, right? This is good branding here. So we ended up with Bueno. We've been kind of keeping an eye on this tool for a while. We had even applied to get on the early wait list, and just the timing of them launching their product just worked perfectly with where we were after not having success with NFT Art Generator. So give us an overview of your experience putting the art together for Bueno.
Oh my God, it was so much easier. Like the thing with, I think with that team and Pablo Stanley is that they actually think about people that don't have that technical background. So they make it a lot easier for people like us to be able to get into the NFT world. But their just platform is just so easy. You just look at it and you know what to do. You don't even have to read anything. It's just very self-explanatory. You generate your art. You can do whatever you want in it. It's just great. And the cost of it, I think, was 1 ETH at the time when we generated the art.
Right. And I don't remember the exact cost of ETH at that time, but it might have been around what it is now, right? Probably around 1,600.
Yeah.
Maybe
it was about 1,600.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it was certainly below 2,000. So it was great value for that. What I've got up on my screen here is the features on bueno.art. So, right at the top, it says out-of-box art generator for rarity control, multi-character support, custom tokens, metadata, right? And the other thing that we've kind of realized after opting in and signing up for Bueno is all the other things they continue to release become available to us because we've already paid into it, right? So they've got a microverse going on. They've been working on a microverse. It's in beta now, but we've been able to kind of play with it. And if you're a Robotos holder, you'll be able to know kind of how they've designed that. And we have access to that because we paid into Bueno. So by joining early, we've been able to get access to all these other tools that they continue to release. So it's been really great value, and they're continuing to release things, right? You and I have shared that we've had calls with them about other projects that they have coming up, but I think this is definitely the best bang for the buck and the most user-friendly process for doing this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's definitely the most user-friendly platform. And not only that, like if you hit a hiccup, their team is like literally just a few buttons away to talk to you and walk you through the process. Like I think we hit a snag maybe once, and I think we asked a question on Discord and they answered us right away, and we were able to do what we needed to do. So I mean, I think that their team is like super talented and that they're doing the right things for like, people like us. And not saying that we're not being paid for this or anything like that for saying this, but in all reality, like their platform, it's just amazing. It's great.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot how helpful the community was, right? They have a Discord of other creators that are using the Bueno platform, and they have been incredibly helpful. And we've also made some really good connections through them. So certainly well worth the money. And again, 1 ETH, the value of 1 ETH kind of changes, goes up and down. So, the actual dollar amount for opting into that program may change over time, but certainly whatever we paid was well worth it for that. All right, let's talk about the website, right? Because we built a website, we did it on Webflow. So I'm going to share my screen again just to kind of show, that's not what I want to share. Just to kind of show the pricing table here. So we use Webflow for the website. And again, the other thing about Bueno was that they allow you to mint, just have a button on your website that allow you to mint directly from the website, which we thought was really helpful because that was kind of one of those technical snags we were hung up on. So originally when we signed up for the website under the site plans here, we were using this one, the CMS, because we wanted to have multiple things listed, multiple collections within the website. And I don't even think we were doing annually, we were doing monthly. So we were paying $29 at first, because most importantly, we wanted the custom domain, right? We wanted rebelants.io. So we certainly needed that. That could be part of the basic, but then you wouldn't get any CMS items. And the CMS was helpful for a number of things, for the FAQ and some other areas of the website that we wanted to make sure was kind of standardized and easy to update. But then as we were, kind of continuing to grow, we started talking about the e-commerce and taking control of the store. So we jumped over to the e-commerce plan here, and we did the annual payment for the standard one, which I think was around $300. But this allows us to have e-commerce items. So now we will eventually get those items into the store ourselves. But yeah, I think it was $300 a year for the e-commerce side of it. So as you and I have talked about on other episodes, Webflow is not entirely focused on e-commerce. It's just an option that they have. It's not the best at what they do, but given their integration with the website design, and that's where I feel most comfortable, I wanted to integrate the commerce into there versus using Shopify or WordPress or Squarespace or some other platform. So I am certainly a big fan of Webflow. They definitely have opportunities and areas to improve, but this is where I thought it would make the most sense to put our money and kind of take control of the shop, so that we're not paying as much to whoever the site host was, right? What was the site we were using, or that we are using right now?
Bonfire,
right? So
yeah,
Bonfire is good, but they take a lot of the profits. So we wanted to be able to have more control over that and post other items and just kind of have more flexibility. So that's what we're going to get out of using the Webflow e-commerce plan. So I am looking forward to that. All right, let's talk about Twitter Blue. The very, very controversial Twitter Blue. So Miguel, what have we gained from using Twitter Blue? What do we like about Twitter Blue?
Credibility, I guess. I don't know, man. Honestly,
I don't know. Everyone can pay $8, right? That's the whole point of the visualized values checks NFTs.
Yeah,
anyone can pay $8.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. It's just the comfort of knowing that it's not some fake person doing it.
Yeah, I get
it's us. I don't know. It didn't really bring any value to us. Like, it really didn't. But we'll see what the future holds. I mean, they're still upgrading stuff for Twitter Blue, so we'll see what it can do for us. I mean, we have, as of right now, maybe like 1,200, 1,300 followers on Twitter. So, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens and how he can better serve us. I mean, he's trying to create like a platform for creators too. So I don't know. We'll see how that helps.
Yeah, I mean, functionally speaking, what you see here on the screen, we're just looking at the website for Twitter Blue. Like, you can edit tweets, which we have found to be actually very helpful.
That's
editing
helpful,
a tweet within 30 minutes. So I know I've needed that a few times. So I think that combined with, again, the controversial NFT profile picture as your icon, right, as your PFP. That is one way to distinguish that this is, like you said, the credibility that at least you own that NFT. And I think those have probably been the most helpful things so far. Also, I think with Twitter Blue, when you're listening to Spaces, which I do a lot, if you're in the app and then you turn the screen off, the Twitter Space will continue to play. I don't think it does that unless you're on Twitter Blue, because sometimes I'm logged into my personal account and sometimes I'm logged into the Twitter account, into our Rebel Ants account. And I think only on the Twitter Blue do I get to be able to continue listening to a Twitter Space with the screen off. So just from a user experience, I really enjoy that. That's like a YouTube thing too, right? YouTube has upgraded options for letting the audio of a video play while the screen is off. So $8 a month here. Like you said, we'll kind of keep an eye on it and see what value
what
it
else
brings
happens.
to us.
Yeah. The other thing with Twitter Blue is I think we have more characters when we tweet out. So that's important.
Yes, you're right. That's a newer thing too. Longer tweets, up to 4,000 characters, right? Who needs the 140? Is that what it was? 140?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or something
I don't know
like
that we need 4,000, but now we have it. Yeah, that's a good point, right? And here's also the longer video upload. That is, we're streaming to Twitter right now. You can wave and say hi to us, but that's probably helpful as well, and I think speaks to the bigger vision that Elon has kind of alluded to in the past about making this more like a platform like YouTube that's more creator based and certainly more longer form content, right? So we got longer videos, we got longer tweets. It's definitely heading that way. All right, we also pay for Google Workspace. So Miguel, why do we pay for Google Workspace?
I think we were trying to start our own emails. We wanted to make sure that we had a place where we can communicate and put all our thoughts together. So we decided to do the Google Drive. It just works for us. I mean, it gives us credibility as a business, sort of, in a way, right? So I think it was good for us to have. I mean, it was important. And we were able to secure the domain Rebel Ants.
Exactly, right. So we used Google domains to buy rebelants.io. Somebody has rebelants.com. Screw them. Don't go to that website. Screw them. They're not even an NFT project. What are they doing with that?
Unreal.
Yeah. But yeah, rebelants.io. Make sure you mint your NFT there. Thanks. But yeah, so we secured the domain. What was it like? Was it $60 for the domain?
I don't remember. It was about roughly about $60, $70, something like that.
Yeah, right. Most domains or many domains you can get for as low as like $12, but when it's more short and concise or higher demand or more popular as they perceive it, which of course rebelants.io is very popular, it's a little bit higher. There's a bit of a premium on it, but hosting within Google gives us access to the workspace, right? And like you said, it gives us our own email address. So we have like Kevin@rebelants.io, Miguel@rebelants.io. That helps with credibility, right? As we're emailing other people and introducing ourselves, we look like a real thing versus like rebelants@gmail.com, which is not an email address, so don't contact us there. So that's another benefit. And then the workspace, right? The Google Drive is really important to us because the art that was generated from Bueno is huge, right? We generated 10,000 images that are very high quality. I think each one is 2,000 by 2,000 pixels for the image size, and we wanted to make sure we have that backed up somewhere safely, right? Because you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose the original artwork, the original upload that we have there that was put onto the blockchain. So we are using Google Drive to save that there. We're also using Google Drive to save all of the episodes of Rebel Ants, right? Because we download the episodes, so we have it backed up. It also lets us, chop it up and keep other images and clips within Google Drive. And just some of the other administrative things like you've talked about, right? We've done a lot of brainstorming within Google Drive, whether it was, Google Sheets or Google Docs, whatever it is. So we've really utilized that space to just kind of have a shared workspace so that we're kind of on the same page, not emailing things back and forth. So how much is that each month? Remind me.
It's probably like $12. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's good value, right? You want to look legit and you want to be able to organize yourself. So definitely recommend that as a service there. So what else do we have here? We have Streamyard, which we are coming to you live right now on Streamyard. And if you watch the first like 5 episodes of our show here, you know that we had a hard time deciding. Yeah, we had a hard time deciding where to go, right? We looked at many different platforms. We looked at EVMux. We looked at, gosh, I can't even think of the other ones right now. But yeah, we ended up on Streamyard, and we pay $25 a month for this plan here. And this is helpful because we get extra storage with this, and we get the logo overlays, so we can have our own images. We get additional branding to put onto the show. Right here, you can see no StreamYard logo is required there, unlimited streaming, and you can have more participants. I think with the free one, I don't know if you get, oh no, you still get 6 on-screen participants, but we get the many more participants, which one day it'd be great to do that. Live streams are recorded. That's really great for us because that's what we're doing, right? So we pay $25 a month. The upgraded plan for the professional is just a bit more than what we actually need, right? We don't need to stream to 8 destinations. Right now we're streaming to 3 destinations. We're streaming to YouTube. We're streaming to 2 different Twitter accounts, the Rebel Ants Twitter and the Rebel Ants Radio Twitter. So that's probably as much as we need right now. And this seems to work. I think the best part about upgrading would be the full HD, the 1080p. But for like double the price, I don't know that that's worth it for us right now. When you look back at our streams, I think the quality is still pretty high, audio and video. So I feel good about that. What do you think about the quality of the streams?
No, I think the quality is good. I don't think we need the professional.
Yeah, I agree. And then, just to give some more insight as to the process here, once we record on Streamyard, I download the video, the entire video, the 1 hour of the video, and then I upload it to anchor.fm, which is a podcast hosting that's run by Spotify. And that's actually a free service. And then once it's uploaded there, it's available on Spotify. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, all the places that we hope that you are subscribed to us. Give us a like or a rating or a review. Thank you. But all of that's free, actually. All of our podcast hosting is free. We pay for this, and it gives us audio, it gives us video, and then it's all hosted for free. So we get a lot of value out of that. So Anchor FM is a great product, and they've actually just been even more integrated into Spotify. I think they call it Spotify Podcast now. And yeah, I think that's what I got there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just put out some announcements this week, actually, just kind of saying, hey, we're like more integrated now. Let's see if we can pull it up. Spotify, how do you spell it? That's not it. Spotify podcast. I don't know. I'm going to spare you the doom scrolling there. Okay, so let's talk about this. The Cricut Maker. Miguel, you use this product, right? You and Gina use this product here for creating our merch. You want to talk a little bit about this process?
Yeah, I mean, we did some research after we saw that Bonfire was way too expensive. So I really wanted us to bring it back to our hands, like how to have all the creative stuff in our hands, just so we can have control of it. So the best thing to do was when we researched the Cricut company, we saw that they had like everything that we needed, from printers to the cutters to doing the stickers to doing the t-shirts to doing everything. So we bought all the equipment that we needed, and that's basically what we're using now, which comes out pretty good, and we have total control of what we're doing. So if we don't like something, we just redo it. But I think the machines are great, the printers are great, the stickers are great, the quality of the stuff is great. But again, like, we're spending a lot of money on just like the paper, and when you first start, you don't know what it is that you're doing. You're still learning. You messed up all this stuff. You got to go back out and buy more. So it does become a little pricey. But once you learn everything and you know exactly what it is that you're doing, it becomes a little more easier and a little cheaper. And then you're able to sell it cheaper, basically.
Right. So we can offer a product at a cheaper price with higher quality and more creative control over it. So I think that's a win for us. What other products are you making with that besides shirts? What are the other products? Stickers, shirts. There's bags, right? Tote bags.
Bags, yeah, hats, you name it.
Keychains.
We're doing it. Keychains, yeah. It's a lot. We do pretty much everything that you will see in any merch store for an NFT project or for any other project out there, for anything, any company out there that sells merchandise for like clothing and all that kind of stuff. We could do it all. So
yeah. Good. All right. I want to share one more screen with you for some of the products that we're using here. So ClipChamp, this is not where I want it to be.
We do even candles.
Yes, candles, yes. So ClipChamp is how we made our intro video. So ClipChamp is a Microsoft product, but it's actually free, or there's a free version of it, which allows you to do some pretty interesting stuff, which, if you think our intro video is cool enough, then yeah, we made that for free. So they give you a lot of creative control over that. So very user-friendly. I would suggest just hopping in, signing up, and just start messing around. But basically what I was able to do is take some audio that they had, which I hear is, maybe more popular than I would like. So we'll have to make a new audio track to it. But you pick the audio and you pick the timeline of when you want your images to appear and how long they appear for. And then, just like our intro video, the countdown, I just made, 20 different frames of a number counting down over that. So I will do I'll do a deeper dive into how we made that intro video. Not that it was complicated, but just to kind of show how easy the process was to kind of make your own intro video. So we'll have a video in the near future on that, but it's another great free service to kind of get you started if you're trying to not invest too much to see how far you can go. What other services and platforms, Miguel, are we paying for?
Adobe.
Why did we need Adobe?
Why did we need Adobe? Oh, I know why. Yeah, it was when we were generating the art with Bueno. We had to get Adobe. There were something that we needed to do there to be able to create the layers and then bring them into Bueno. But it was pretty easy to do. So we ended up getting Adobe, and it actually helps because it helps with the artwork and certain things that you want to do that you just can't do in Procreate. So yeah, it becomes much easier.
Good. And how much is Adobe?
It's $30 a month.
$30 a month, but you go ahead.
It depends on the service that you want from Adobe. Like,
right.
They have different things that you could do. Adobe Cloud, Photoshop, so many of them. So depending on what you pay, it depends on how much a month you're going to pay. So
yeah, right. They have a suite of apps, and you can kind of opt in, opt out of which ones you want there. Yeah, good. Miguel, before we go any further, it's that time. It's the time for the POAP, the proof of attendance that our 8 viewers have been here with us this whole time. So thank you for joining with us. Again, drop a comment. Let us know how you're doing tonight. Who are you rooting for at the Oscars? But Oscars is the secret code. So head over to rebelants.io/proof. Drop in the secret code of Oscars. And if you're the first 3 to do so, you will win a free Rebel Ant. And we'd love to get more Rebel Ant holders out there. So we invite you to do that. So that's it. We're not going to mention Oscars again after this. This is your last chance. Hope you caught it.
By the way, every time that we do the airdrops, we're paying the gas fees.
Yes, which has continued to go up over the past few months. So yes, we are trying to give away the ants, get people into the community, and we hope that you appreciate those efforts. All right, let's talk about some promotions and things that we've paid for to kind of draw attention to our project. So let's start at the top with Twitter. What has our experience been with Twitter promotions?
They've been okay. I mean, the problem with Twitter promotions is that you get 8 million promoters tweeting at you that they want to put your name out there, and you just don't know, like, if it's legit, if it's not legit. What's going to happen. It's like a hit and miss. So I think that we've done a few of those, not many, but we've been lucky enough to have gotten like a good quality following, right? That I still stick around. I mean, you still get the bots here and there, and some of them, disappear out of nowhere in one day. But for the most part, I think that we've been pretty even around the 1,200, 1,500 range. And I think that we have a pretty good organic following.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably where our actual number is at if you stripped out, or after stripping out the bots, right? Because we were seeing some quick declines where it's just like 50 people gone in a day, and that's obviously bots. It's not our charming personality scaring people off. So
yeah,
I think what's also interesting is, I know that when we first started talking about doing Twitter promotions, I didn't know, like, is this a good idea or not? And then I'm thinking, like, marketing is a part of the deal, right? That's a part of any business. Every business has a marketing budget, right? And that's just what this is, right? We're trying to get our name out there. And like you said, we were approached, and we still get approached daily, whether it's on Discord or on Twitter, for people saying, hey, let us work with you on a promotion. And we have seen such varying success, right? We had somebody who has 1 million followers. They had 1 million followers. We paid for a promotion, and we got less than 10 new followers for that, right? Less than 10
Yeah.
new followers for someone who had 1 million followers. So I don't know what that tells you, right? Either their 1 million followers are not the right audience for NFTs,
Oh, they're all bots.
Or they're all bots, right? But it was like, wow, how did that not work? Meanwhile, we had Twitter promotions from somebody with like 40,000 and we got 100 within like the first hour. So it's just so different. It's so hard to know what's the right thing. And I don't have the answer to that, right? It's just kind of trial and error, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what the key thing is. Like, you have to go on their page and you have to look at what the engagement looks like whenever they tweet something, or you have to scroll back to their history and see like what the engagement looks like. Is it like stupid engagement saying, you know, something stupid, or is it like a real engagement asking questions or something like that? And that's how you find whether it's credible or not. But we've had other promotions like on TikTok, on IG, same thing. Like, people just reach out to you, hey, you know, can I help you with your project, or whatever the case might be. So that's expensive in itself. Like, I think we spent maybe less than $1,000 on promotions with those platforms.
Yeah, what's also interesting for anyone who doesn't know this, when you're doing these Twitter promotions, typically when it's crypto related, like, you're paying in crypto, and it's not a very secure process because you're just exchanging direct messages with someone. They say, hey, here's my wallet, send me the money. We send the money and we just kind of hope that they do the thing, right? There's really not a great secure platform for doing that. Maybe there's other platforms off of Twitter that you can do it, but I think all of our experiences with Twitter promotions was just them sending us their wallet address and then you sending them the funds as a crypto exchange, and just hoping that they follow through, right? There was really no accountability or obligation for them to actually do it beyond that. Yeah.
What I will advise the listeners is, if you do something like that, make sure that you have a specific wallet just for that.
That's a really good point.
No NFTs, nothing in it. It's just you add whatever crypto to that wallet whenever you do the promotion, and you send it to them just in case you just want to stay safe. So just make sure you do that. Very important.
Great advice. Let's talk about Google, because Google obviously owns YouTube, right? So Google Ads, what was that doing for us? What was the goal or the objective?
To bring traffic to the website when we first did it. And I think when we first did it, we did it because they were running a promotion. Like, you spend 500, they give you 500 back. So I was like, let's just do it and see what happens. Right? It was kind of like a shot, but it did bring a lot of traffic into the website. It was, I think that it was too early when we did it in our project. Right, so we weren't like really fully ready on the website yet, but it did bring a lot of traffic into the website, which I'm thinking that maybe that's something that we should revisit again at some point.
I agree. I was even looking at the website today, and it's like, it doesn't entirely match who we are now, right? We've evolved over the last 6 months, and our messaging has evolved over the last 6 months. So it'll be nice to better align that. So when someone hops on the website, they'll immediately figure out what we're doing, right? It doesn't say build in public at the top anymore. And I think that's really who we are, right? We're trying to be as transparent as possible. And I want that to be what captures somebody's attention. Say, oh, these guys are credible. They're legitimate, right? They're being very transparent. We know when your birthday is. We know where you live. So it's really, we're doing our best to be honest with our audience here and just give out good information about what our experience has been.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an NFT project give out like what we're doing right now. I don't think so.
I agree. Now, is there a demand for that? I don't know, but we're doing it. So
it's not a demand. It's more of an educational thing for people to know, like, hey, that's, if you're getting into NFTs, like, know that you're going to be paying a lot of money. Because I think as of right now, we're still in the negative from all the money we spent. Like, we haven't made that up yet.
Yeah, of course, right.
I'm still happy about where we are and what we're doing and how we're growing. So for me, it's been a win-win.
Yeah, exactly. Right. As we've shared, this isn't about the money. It's about the experience and the opportunity to meet new people, grow our network, and help educate others that are interested and showcase other artists that, you know, we feel are worth noting.
Right.
All right. What else have we been paying for?
So you pay for a lot of things, like your creative apps that you're using to draw your NFTs. Like, for example, I use Luna Fusion, I use Procreate, and I use Nomad Sculpt, which I've been learning recently. It was about $60 total, but great apps if you want to start an NFT project. I think Procreate is my number one go-to. Obviously, it's like I love Procreate. Whatever that team is doing, they're doing a phenomenal, fantastic job. Like, I love Procreate with a passion.
Yeah, I mean, bang for buck. Like, there's probably not a better app out there for, what is it, $20 for Procreate, and you can make anything.
It's like $12.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so if you have an iPad and you got $12, the world is your oyster for sure in terms of art. Yeah, good.
So we already talked about the merchandise and the equipment that we use, like the printers, the merch, the ink, etc. Because you got to think about that when you do the merch, you still got to buy T-shirts, you still got to buy like a whole bunch of stuff. So you become, you're running a business basically. So you got to figure out, like where you're gonna get the T-shirts from, where are they gonna come from? Is it gonna be cheap, not cheap? And then we want it to be legit. We wanted to look really good, so we also brought in the boxes that we sent out the gifts from. Like, those were expensive, but we really wanted to do it because we thought it was cool to do, so we did it. And then you have like your tech equipment, which one day we'll do a deep dive on in one of our shows. But you have to buy a mic if you're doing a podcast. You got to get a good camera, a good laptop. If you're really drawing and stuff like that, you need a really good iPad with a lot of memory. So, like, for example, I used an iPad Pro. I had to go get a new one when we first started the project. So
and
you're
a pencil,
and a pencil, and tips. You have to get tips. You have to get like the stuff to protect the iPad. So overall, you're spending like $2,000-$3,000 just on the equipment alone. And then the room, the lighting, you want it to look cool, so you get all this lighting behind you, like I have back here. You see my little punk back there.
Yes.
On the screen.
Yeah. Now, of course, not every NFT project has a podcast, so that is all optional. But this is who we are, right? This has been part of our brand and packaging, is that we're going to showcase this journey, and this is how we're doing it through a video podcast.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. I mean, everything. I'm happy with everything that we've done so far. It's a learning journey, and every time that we learn something or something happens, like I think I texted you, was it today or yesterday, that I said I think that Apple is doing like a 14-inch iPad. I need to get it.
Yes, today. Yeah.
Was that today? Yeah. So there's this rumor that they're gonna release a 14-inch or a 16-inch iPad, and if they do, I'm definitely gonna get it because I think it'll be so great to use Procreate in a bigger iPad. It would be amazing.
That does sound good.
I know it does.
Yeah, I bet if I haven't watched our first episode since like we made it, but I bet it looks and sounds very different than where we are today. So I don't need to go back that far, but I feel good about where we are. Episode 20 feels pretty good to me. As I've shared, I used to do a podcast like 15 years ago. I did a podcast on hotel news, and it wasn't as exciting as this stuff, but I just enjoy the act of creating something. And this kind of fills that hole for me. So I enjoy getting to do this with you each week and kind of the process and everything else around it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy this. I mean, even how we've gotten so lucky somehow to get all the artists that we've gotten on the show, without no like exchange of payment or anything like that. It's more like we just asked, like, hey, would you like to be in our show? This is who we are. This is what we're doing. And they're like, sure. And they come on the show. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And maybe at the end of the episode, we'll announce who our likely guest is for next week, because that's kind of a big one too, where I don't know why people keep going along with us, but they do. So it's pretty cool.
We're likable.
We are likable, right? People trust us. And just one more expense I wanted to just kind of note was the act of incorporating. Incorporating. Yes.
Yeah.
We incorporated ourselves as a business. So why did we do that, Miguel?
Again, credibility and expenses. So we noticed we were spending a lot, and when you incorporate it and you have an LLC, you're able to put all those expenses into your LLC and keep better track of it, mostly for tax purposes and stuff like that. But I think that was really important for us to do, because we have the merch store, we have the NFTs going, there's a lot of stuff going on. So we really wanted to kind of hone in into putting it all together into the corporation so that we can keep better track of it for just later on tax purposes or anything else that we want to branch out or do.
Exactly. And just for liability purposes, right? We're selling things. We're selling things. We're creating things. Who knows whose toes we're going to step on. So it'll be nice to just have a layer there protecting us and protecting my house from being taken from me.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Well, I know we talked about a couple of free services already, but I just want to mention some of the other ones. We've talked about in the show before how we use Trello, Trello.com, to organize like our show notes and some of our prep there. I use Trello.com for personal checklists and to do things. So that is a free service that is very powerful as a free platform and can be used to really help, be the back end of any sort of project. So I'm thankful to Trello.com for allowing us to kind of communicate that way. Google just doesn't have a similar product to accomplish what we're trying to do with it. So I recommend checking out Trello.com if you're looking to organize anything in your life. And I also use Figma.com to design things for the website and assets for this. Like the overlay we're looking at here. The website itself was all designed right within Figma, and Figma is a incredibly powerful design tool. It's great for designing, web things, also prototypes, apps, whatever it is. Free, unless you need like a team plan. But the amount of things you can do in the free plan there are really incredible. You get access to so much. Their community is incredible. Their plugins, their widgets. It's really an incredible application to be offered for free. So if you're trying to get into designing things, that's another great option to go explore there.
Yeah, I remember when we first started using Trello, like I was skeptical about it at first, and now I really like it.
Good. I appreciate you coming along.
Yeah,
okay. I think that's probably the list for now. I'm sure we left off a couple of things that we've spent money on or use, but I think it's good to just kind of put it all out there. Here's all the things we're doing. It may not be the best, but this is what we're doing, and this is what's gotten us this far. So we've got a couple of products that we're proud of, and this is one way to accomplish that. And I would also love to hear from other people in the comments, whether you're watching now or watching later, just some of the other items or platforms or apps you've used to kind of help you, do your creative work as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else other projects are doing and what is it that they're using and their expenses. But I don't know. I don't know why people are so skeptical to like talk about their expenses and what it is that they're doing. It's not like rocket science. Yeah,
there's keeping it a secret doesn't really help anyone, right? Like
it doesn't.
What are you hiding? Yeah. What are they hiding? Those big boys, who needs them? We're the little guys. This is what we do.
Yeah, and it's still us too. It's us doing everything, the posting, the editing, everything is just us too.
Yeah. Good stuff. So Miguel, what else was happening this week that we want to touch on before we share our guest for next week and move on?
As far as news, there was a lot of things going on, but I think that I want to leave that for another episode because I know. I think the most important thing this week was just the whole bank collapse, and then I think like an hour ago they got bailed out by the government. So I think they're all good now.
That is good because it's easy for us to think about banks being in trouble, but the people impacted are really the ones who suffer, right? The smaller businesses that need to pay their employees, who need to feed their families and put clothes on their kids' back and have a roof over their head. Those are the ones that are ultimately impacted here. So it's good if there's a way to minimize that.
Yeah, I mean those CEOs and those VPs and stuff, they all have plenty of money that they're able to do all that. But it's just the little guys, the tellers, the guys that work inside the banks, like that you really need to protect, and the people that have their money in there. So, but at least they got bailed out today. We'll see what happens Monday when the stock market opens.
Oh boy.
What I was most concerned with was what crypto companies have money within that bank, because if you wanted
there's
to
a lot.
There's a lot. If you wanted to exchange your crypto into fiat, how was that going to work?
Yeah. And maybe we'll be able to talk about the fallout of that a little bit more next week or the next time we don't have a guest with us. So Speaking of guests, let me share just a little bit. We kind of talked about this last week, but we had been in contact with this guy, Tony Dofat, who is this incredible staple in the music industry, a musician, a composer, a DJ, a mixer, and he's worked with some of the biggest names out there, right? He's worked with, Puff Daddy. He's worked with Notorious B.I.G. He's worked with Usher. He's worked with Mary J. Blige. Just you can kind of just see in his Twitter header up here. And he's working on an NFT project right now that's called Sky City, I believe. Let's see if we can find it here on his thing. Yep. So Sky City NFT. I'd love to hear more from him about what his role is in this, but it's a collective for music lovers and creatives by himself, Sonny Green, and Chan Don XO. And so hopefully we'll be able to confirm him for next week and dive more into his project and learn a little bit more about it. He had an open edition mint for this thing right here. Yeah, and we grabbed 3 of them.
Great.
And yeah, we're happy to, of course, support, but also kind of go along for the journey. So I'm really excited to get to talk to him and kind of pick his brain. You know, maybe he won't reveal any secrets about working with Biggie, but it'd be really cool to just kind of hear about his journey, how he got into NFTs, and you know, just kind of stays along for this wild ride here.
Yeah, it seems like he likes to educate, so I think it'll be really cool to have him on board and see what he talks about. And like you said, it'll be really cool to see like what his journey is.
Yeah. Why is Latin Knight saying getting delisted? What did we do wrong? Did we name drop too much?
Who's getting delisted?
Yeah, what does that mean? What happened? Are we in trouble here? That's okay. I welcome it. Bring it on. That's all I got to say. All right, Miguel, I think we accomplished the goal for tonight, which was kind of putting it all out there, saying, hey, this is where we've spent money. These are some of the pros and cons of the platforms we've used and why we've stuck with them. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think we made our point clear tonight. I think that's was the objective, was to get that out there and educate. Obviously, as we evolved and we spend more. Oh, SB, Latin Knight said SVB, the bank.
Yeah, for Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow when the stock market opens.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
At least they got built out. That's
and of course, you know, people worry. Does this mean a crash for crypto as well? But again, we'll get into this at another time.
Let me tell you, it would have been a shit show tomorrow if they would have gotten built.
Yeah, very scary stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of collateral damage that's going to come from it anyway. So we'll see what happens. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone who's watched with us. And again, we invite you to head over to rebelants.io, get your own Rebel Ant for about $15 right now. And, you know, if the market crashes and ETH goes down, you can get one for even cheaper. Maybe it'll be, buy
that is true.
Price. Yeah. So do that. Make sure you like and subscribe the video and subscribe to us on your favorite podcast app of choice. But we will talk to you next week. Follow us on Twitter so you can get some more info about our upcoming guests and all the other progress we're making on the V2 ants and upgrades to the websites and, our AI storytelling that'll be coming out in the near future. Don't hold me to a date, but we're working on some big things. So we are excited to share all that with you. And until next time, have a great night. Miguel, I'll talk to you later.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.